This is PhoenixEd.
I'm a very active person and I'm very involved in school sports and multiple extracurriculars.
And I am Joanna, and I love taking on challenges.
I had a lot of difficulty organizing my time and figuring out how to stop procrastinating. With the pandemic, everything just got harder. Then I came to the shocking realization that I wasn't the only one facing this problem, and millions of students around the world might have the same problem. That's when Joanna and I met through a program led by Dignity of Children. We clicked instantly and came up with the idea of PhoenixEd, an online educational and social networking platform meant to offer academic assistance to students.
To better understand our target audience problem regarding education, we sent out an online survey to 50 students. Our results show that 80% want a website that will assist them, and 85% of the students are stressed out.
We also wanted to get a field expert's opinion on what students are facing and how we can assist them. Our two interviewees are teachers of our very own high schools. When asking about difficulties students and teachers have faced through the pandemic, Ms. Morrow says it was a hard transition from remote learning to in person and vice versa. Mr. Nez also mentions COVID also made it hard for communications between teachers and students, and this affected learning effectively in a negative manner. Overall, both teachers think students would benefit from a website that is created to help students grow academically. They think this can become a very beneficial tool and resource for students. We believe that education should be free and available to each and every individual who seeks it. Since online resources have become increasingly more popular and valuable, we decided to take our passion one step further and create a platform for people to both share and receive knowledge with people from all over the globe. That's why this website was founded. PhoenixEd offers academic assistance and opportunity in the form of tutoring, our main service, blog posts for more knowledge, online store forums, and more.
So our mission statement is that we want students of all diversity, whether it's background, gender, or race, to have access to educational support.
The mission statement is that we want PhoenixEd to be the first platform students think of when they come across a difficulty in education.
And our value statement is that we value respect for all, encourage positive interaction between our users, and value the importance of knowledge being shared. So our main site is under construction right now and should be done very soon. But in the meantime, I will have Jess show us the prototype to get a sense of how our website will look after it's done.
Okay. This is a light box. Once you open it up, you can go to our website, and this is the home page where everyone's taken to, where we have blog posts and also our contact information and our location, as well as our social media. Then we have our about page where you can learn more about who we are and what we do. Then we have a shop which we plan to install affiliate marketing in, which we will talk about later on.
Okay, so here is our major study mode for our users. The first one is self-study mode, where you can study with other students online in the virtual room. This does not allow users to talk with each other actively, as our main purpose is to have students to know that there are others studying with them in order to help them stay motivated. The next one is to invite your friend for a private study session, as well as schedule an in-person session with other students.
We also offer group study where you can join a group of friends or meet new ones in a group setting, 3 to 4 people to study the same subject. We also offer one-on-one tutoring with a professional. We also offer peer-to-peer tutoring where you can study with a person you may know, or we can set you up with a tutor who is also a student that has prior knowledge in the course.
So as much as we want many passionate people to join, we do want to provide quality education to our students. Some requirements to be one of our tutors include being in high school students, If you're a high school student, you need to show your GPA or specific course grade and a letter of recommendation as well as a resume. If you're not in high school, then you can just show us your resume and the degree and subject. So there are numerous of other studying platforms, so why us? The other apps does not work. They simply do not provide enough motivation to keep students studying. By using our apps or platforms, students can have study buddies or study groups. It will help keep us studying and thus improve our grade. From our survey, we also find a decent amount of students mentioning how they struggle to make friends. PhoenixEd also tackled this problem by acting as a social network platform where we can connect with other students. So our market is reaching 26,727 students nationally, accommodating over 15.1 million students. There is a really high demand for our tutor currently, and the potential scalability of this business shows a great business. Not only that, online tutoring is also booming, and it's worth over 5.6 billion USD, and is expected to reach 23.06 billion by 2030. So now for our business model. Our main revenue stream will be from partnership with schools. Schools will pay a yearly subscription fee for their students to gain full access to our platform. This way, students won't need to pay, and that's our whole mission. The subscription fee can vary from school to school based on numerous factors, such as numbers of students, but it will be a minimum of $1,000 yearly. So here is our budget chart for our business. The first year, we are looking to apply for a grant and to get apply for many grants and to get at least $8,000 from it. And next, we want to get at least one school to partnership with us. And since one school is we can guess it's going to be around 5,000. And we are lucky to gain one investor who is helping us with our website development, which we put in our income. And lastly, we are seeking to gain $5,000 from future investors. So now for the expense. Marketing is 10% of our total income, and website development is covered. So that's what we put 5,000. And we also estimate our employee salary and take into account income tax. So after 3 years, we basically expand our partnership with schools and thus gain more revenue and reputation for us to generate incomes from affiliate marketing and ads. And that's how we calculate it. We want to say a heartfelt thank you to our staff at Dignity of Children, especially Dr. Sonia, for being with us every step of our journey and to getting where we are today. And a big thank you to Mr. Thomas for being the best mentor we can ask for and providing us with the resources and advice we need. So thank you for everyone for listening to our pitch today, and we are open to any questions.
Very good. Congratulations to a very needed.
Yeah, I'm so impressed. I'm actively in my own school board for my local school district, and I can tell you that everything that you're bringing up is a gigantic challenge in more ways than I can even explain here. But what you're doing is addressing a significant problem. So you guys impress me. It's my favorite word, but truly, one thing I would really look at is there are a lot of dynamics that go on in school districts. It is very difficult to get a school district to actually say yes to something, to even spend $1 on something, having witnessed it firsthand. But I see that as more of an opportunity for you guys to actually get your message out to parents. That is a changing thing. And, kids helping kids, and having parents, at the forefront of that, they could really drive that. And if it's picked up by enough kids and parents, then the school board by necessity would have to actually adopt it. And you'd have a broader market as well. And I think it'd be something worth looking into, but just keep in mind that political dynamic of trying to get yeses for things. It is very difficult, but I absolutely love what you're doing. I can't wait to continue to follow you guys' success, which I know you'll have.
Thank you.
Nicholas, could they approach PTA instead, a parent-teacher association, and work through them as a way to kind of go around the board? So get signed on by a PTA. Is that possible?
Every school is different. In my district, I found through a few months of research that it's the board of directors, and then there's a group of people that will actually set the curriculum, and then there's pretty much one person that decides a yes or no on funding. It's crazy. It's really, really, really hard unless you can, get in and actually make that. But what I found is that the groundswell, right? If you can really get people to kind of all buy in. So yeah, if you're doing a PTA and all the teacher or all the parents were actively pushing, absolutely. But it really, from curriculum all the way through, it's really in the hands, at least locally for us, of about 10 people. And it's very cumbersome, but parents win always. And that's why I thought that would be really interesting, because you have such a powerful message to every person who has a parent and their kids that, everybody wants them to learn more. And, by kids helping kids, I think it's fantastic.
Yes, just to follow up with that, I work a lot in the after school arena, and I got to thinking that maybe that would be a good audience for you, because those are kids that could probably use a little bit of help, and they're doing academics and after school programming, and it could be a fun community way for the kids to be learning with all of your great tutors. So just want to tell you guys, I think you did an awesome job. You covered it so thoroughly. I could barely think of a question, but I just wanted to say you did a great job. I loved, somebody said earlier, how you started out with the storytelling. So awesome way to start. And then I also liked how you named your mission, your vision, and your value up front. Really kind of gave us a good feel where you were going. And I was super impressed on how far you already are on your website. Amazing. So Best of luck to you, and just sort of throwing out the after school market as a possibility. And I also love how you're talking about starting smaller, trying a school or two, and then expanding your business once you have piloted and tested it in a school. So great job. Can't wait to see more.
Thank you. And regarding the question about school districts earlier, what we are actually planning to do is I do have direct connections with the PTSA for school because I'm a school council representative, and they did consider the idea. We're still working on it, but we're still in the process of discussing it. And they aren't directly saying no, but it's not a yes yet. So.
Perfect. Yeah, no, and keep on it. Honestly, that's what you got to do. But I would just say, always have your, I call it the Armageddon moment. So the in case that doesn't work, have options 3, 4, 5, and 6 just ready to go, because you have a working model that actually I believe will work. And so don't let anybody tell you you can't, because you can.
My caution would be to not spend too much time trying to break those barriers. Spend some time on it, but you want to be successful out of the gate as soon as possible for momentum. And if you're getting some resistance by, working through these boards and with policies and procedures, which is very time consuming, I'd love to see you just start get success and excited and getting students on board. And there's lots of ways to do that. So to me, just keep in mind that, that can wear you out and be disappointing if you're constantly hitting walls, which have nothing to do with your idea. Your idea has already been validated. Everyone in this room knows darn well you're going to do awesome at it. So it's just making sure that you are presenting that to the people who are also going to hear it who can do something about it. There's a difference between a group of people who want it and a group of people who can do anything about it. So you want to be with the people who can say yes. Those are the ones you want to start with. And then those other walls, they actually will come down faster if you already have a success rate. If you've got a whole bunch on, or you can get a smaller little entity to get on board, those other walls go down way faster than trying to start with them.
Yeah, I agree. And to piggyback off of that, go to your local politicians, which would push the school. So that's a good way to do it. And they can actually help with funding as well, especially because it's from you guys. They'll never say no to young people. I've learned that. So when you go in front of them and you talk to the local politicians, and then you go to your parents, and everybody kind of rallies together, I think that it can push the envelope a little further, and they can actually support you and then support the school. And then once you have that model for one place, one school, then that's how you turnkey it to the rest. So I'm glad, Jess, that you also are on that committee and a representative. So keep pushing that. Awesome.
So Jess and team, very well put together. You're very well buttoned up. Super impressed. I love it. A couple of things to think about, and that concept that was mentioned earlier, focus time on what we would call in the business world decision makers and or buyers versus what we then call influencers. You need both, but you have to understand where you spend your time, because your time is money. The other thing is, when you are presenting, just a little feedback from when you do presentations, ensure you're presenting at a good pace and don't feel you have to rush through it, because at times it was going very fast. So just make sure you have a comfortable pace. So just practice that in advance to make sure you don't feel like you have to rush. So that's just a little bit of a presentation tip for when you're making your pitches. And then the last thing to think about, this online education space, it's crowded. There's a lot of options and opportunities. So just make sure you're very focused. It's very specific, and that you're able to grab people's attention. And others have said this too, which I think is important. It's almost like it's kids for kids, or the youth for the youth. That is a big thing that people can really get around, like kind of grassroots and the like. So I would say run with that, but make sure you're focused so that you don't get lost in the big shuffle of these massive organizations and machines that do online education that are already in the market. But again, very good, very impressive. Love to see where it's going next.
One of the things that I think you need to focus on as a key differentiator is the fact that it is kids for kids. I was going to second the fact that it is a weird online learning market, but the fact that you are providing a service by peers instead of by adults is a huge boon for you. Your website is crisp, it's clean, well put together, it's easy to navigate, but ensure that that particular message, that it's by kids and for kids, is forefront in your messaging. all across your website, your social media, all of that stuff, because that is a key differentiator. And that's something that parents will absolutely be drawn to. And those are the people who are going to pay for it. So that's who you want. I know for me, I have a 7-year-old. I would love to have another kid teaching him whatever. And it's a year-round proposition because kids are now working hard in the summertime as well to get ahead. And if it's for kids, by kids, definitely a key differentiator, definitely something you should continue to focus on.
And the main aspect of our platform is to like get to know more people and just start networking earlier, like in high school rather than in college, because I know there's like people network all the time in college. So yeah, that's another main component.
And as you continue building your website, I'll put my email in the chat. I build websites for part of my job. So reach out to me anytime if you ever have questions or if you think something's crazy or too expensive or anything. There's always a way to do something efficiently. And I'm happy to help kind of elaborate on some of those things so that you guys can get this going and start, getting out there in the world and actually engaging with, students and parents and school boards and everything too. So I'd be happy to help provide as much advice as I can, at least on the, the digital side of things for you.